Brothers and sisters, it does not take a lot to rise beyond the flesh. It does not take much to go beyond the physical. It just takes a little bit of willpower, just a few breaths to get the mind quiet and look within and get used to yourself, because this is you on another level. This is you on another plane, another dimension. Once you can look deep down within yourself and see all the movement, all the creation that you are bringing out, then you will realize that you are the master and you have the power within your own mind, within you, to create the best of the best for yourself. But if you don't go deep within yourself and see these things playing out within you, then you have no idea what you're creating most of the time. Yeah, you can focus now and again on certain things and say you want to achieve this, and you get to that point where you achieve what you want to achieve, but you don't really know the process of how it comes into existence. But when you go beyond the flesh, you go beyond the physical, and you go deep within the mind itself, and you rest there, and you live there, and you get used to the space within yourself, getting to know yourself like how you know the external, like how you know the chair you sit on, like how you know the fire that's burning, and you know if you put your finger in that fire, you will get burned. And it's the same creative process on the exterior, which, by the way, that creative process on the exterior is coming from the interior. And if you just turn around your focus within the mind and start looking at where the thoughts arise within you, you start paying attention to this space, then you will realize that some of the thoughts that are coming in does not have your best interests at heart. You will recognize them once you settle down in your new house, in your new home. If you come deep within yourself and know yourself and make this space your home, then you will see all the little tiny details, all the emotions that are coming up within you, that are springing up from the thoughts that arise in you. And this way you can know what thoughts are bringing what into existence for you. Once you can see this back and forth playing out within you, you see a thought arise and it take over the thinking process, and you see the decision being made. from the idea of the thinking process. And then that decision is made for you to take the action, and you take the action and bring this thing into existence. Once you can see this process playing out within you, then this is freedom within itself. This means you can see a thought arise in you and you don't have to focus on it. You don't have to give it attention. It does not grab you. It does not put you in the thinking process. It does not push you. You ignore it. You know it's there. You know what it is. And you just deny it access. You deny it accommodation to your thinking process. And if you deny a thought access to your thinking process, that means that thought can never use you to come into existence. It's only when you give a thought access to your mind and the thinking process, that thought can develop its idea and come in to existence. Without you giving that thought access, that thought gotta move on to somewhere else because it doesn't have your energy to move into existence. I know a lot of time people think that they're the one creating these thoughts that arise in them. But when you become aware, when you move beyond the physical, when you move beyond the flesh, when you settle down in your real house, when you know the ins and outs of your real house, then you can see as the thoughts approaching. You can see what's triggering these thoughts, and you will come to the realization that you are not the one generating these thoughts, because some of the time you're gonna be having thoughts that keep knocking on your door, that keep on pushing, trying to enter the mind, trying to get you to think about things, trying to come into existence through you. And because you don't want to bring these things into existence, you gotta fight real hard on the spiritual level. Yes, you gotta put up a fight, because this thing keep on resting on your mind, keep on coming back, keep on pushing and trying to get you to indulge within it. And you gotta keep on pushing back. I don't know, there's certain times in your life when certain things come up in your mind and you say, what is this? I did not invite this in my mind. Why am I thinking about this? And it's only when you're aware deep inside yourself you can recognize these things. You can see the play, you can see the in and out of these things. And once you can see these ins and out, these play, then you can adjust yourself. Because once any thought comes in and you do the thinking process, you give them access to that, and the idea comes up and you see the result on the external. If it's a bad result, if it make you feel terrible, you bring this into existence. All the hatred you bring into existence, all that cruelty, all that resentment you bring into existence. Once you see what it is on the external, then the next time when you're aware in the mind and you see this kind of thing, this kind of hatred, this kind of jealousy, this kind of toxic energy pushed up and trying to find accommodation within you, then you have the power. You know you have the power. You know you can deny any thought access when you're aware, when you're alert deep within yourself. So when they pop up, then you can look at it and say, no, you're not going to have access. I'm not going to bring you in because I know the emotion. I know the way you're going to make me feel. You're going to get me thinking that this person is this and that person is that. And once you start dealing with the thoughts that approach you, that want to come into existence through you like this, once you know what they are about, because the minute a thought arises in the mind, you can see in that split seconds as it comes up what that thought is about. And if that thought is not bringing anything productive, anything that's gonna boost you up, that's gonna encourage you, that's an asset to you. If it's bringing anything that's gonna make you feel terrible, that's gonna bring harm to anyone, then what's the use? Because you're gonna be creating problem when you bring this out into existence for yourself. It's gonna be more problematic than what it's worth. And you gotta look carefully at all these things and make the judgment about these things. And this is the way, once you get deep within yourself and you start seeing the movement, the back and forth of the energy that's flowing from these thoughts. And then you can see, once you allow a thought in, then other thoughts like that gathered and come in, and it keep building on itself until it build into a big thing. And that thing that it build into, if it's a good thing, then you have no problem. Then it will lead you to doing good stuff on the external. But if it's a bad thing, it's gonna create a lot of problem for you, because when it comes out into the external world and people gotta react to what you create, and you acting towards people with that creation within you, that can cause a lot of friction. It can cause a lot of strife, and you can make enemies out of yourself and out of other people because of what's deep within you, the way you're thinking, the way you're acting, and the way you're moving. These powers, this energy, this force are pushing you, and you gotta realize that this is what moving you, and it's moving everyone else. It's the power, the energy that comes from all these thoughts that enter you, that make your blood boil and develop the emotion. And when you bring some awareness, when you move beyond the physical, when you move beyond the flesh, then you can see these things taking place. When you make the interior the spiritual place, this silent place, the empty place within you. When you get to this place and you make your home, you make your bed here, you live here, because whether you know it, you're living here. Because whether you know it or not, this is where you actually live. Because you're a spiritual being and you're a mental being. And this is your real home, deep within, where the thoughts arise and pushing you back and forth. And it's about time you get to know this place. Because once you get to know this place, you will never go back to the physical, to the flesh. You will rest here. Because here will be a new beginning for you, a new journey, a new page, a new chapter, a new book to open and explore the internal world deep within you. My brothers and sisters, I hope you get to this place, because if you don't get to this place, you're going through a lot of stuff and you don't know what making you go through this stuff. But once you can see the movement of the things that affect you, then you can straighten out yourself and you can avoid some of the unnecessary suffering that a lot of the time we create for ourselves. Listen, remember to bring some clarity and some awareness into your creative space. 10 to 12 deep breath can always get you started. Blessing be with you always. Thanks for dropping by.